Hello everybody, it is Dr. Steve Hoffman, founder of the Core Wellness Institute, on a mission to help you release the programs of damaging thought, damaging movement and posture, and damaging nutrition that lead to the stress-induced muscle imbalance of crossed posture syndrome that causes pain, poor performance, and unhealthy aging. That's my goal here with you today, and in this short video I'm going to address three pieces of that, the three pillars of core wellness. Like I said, the thoughts, the movement, and the nutrition. First, last night, the thoughts piece, cancer. Cancer! Wow, what a word, huh? Loaded word. On a show last night, we were watching Parenthood. One of the characters in Parenthood just found out she had breast cancer, and you can see the fear and all of the anxiousness and things going in through the family and all of these things, I just, after going through, several years of cancer treatments with my mom, or not me personally, but with my mom going through cancer treatment, going through the process and seeing all of the emotions, going through all of the up and downs, and seeing that the one major thing that I was desiring for her the most was peace. Just peace. And away from fear. She every day, no matter what, she still always had this fear, and you can see it. You can feel it. It was palpable. So I guess my point is with the mindset piece is whenever something, doesn't have to be cancer, it can be any kind of this label you get thrown at you that tells you that your body is out of balance. The immediate first thing you have to do is find peace. Now, this is most difficult if you are attached to this bodysuit that you have on. So, in my opinion, the first thing you have to be comfortable with is detaching that this is not who you are. This stuff, this human form is not who you are at your core. Whatever that belief is for you, you have to know that you are something greater than this human form. And finding solace and peace in that you know what, you can just step out of this body and you're ready, and you have to be ready now. You can't wait till something comes along and hits you upside the head, like a cancer diagnosis or a heart blockage where you're going to have to go in and immediately have a heart attack. All these kinds of crazy things that make you all of a sudden think, wow, I should have been more into every moment and enjoying every moment of my life rather than worrying about the future and worrying about the past and putting all of the stress into my system when I should just be following what? Like the power of now. This now moment is the moment. This is everything, guys. The now moment is all there is. Even Einstein said the future and the past and the present all exist together. So it's so important to be in the present moment and be love in the present moment and see love everywhere you go and see innocence, and you have to embody that and feel that and just go out and make the world a better place every moment. That is the mindset piece that you don't have to wait for a cancer diagnosis to do that. You have to, if you are running around with lots of fear in your mind, worry, anxiety, first thing you have to do is find peace. Find peace. Now we can do that through centering the body. We can do that through breath. We can do that through eliminating the stress. See, this all comes down to just getting rid. You are peace already. It just comes down to getting rid of all of the stuff that's in the way, so the peace can't come through it's like a fountain of peace that's constantly going on. Really the fountain that comes through you, and it's what gives you your good posture, and it's what gives you that vitality, and it's what gives you that good vibration. When you go into a room, people light up because you are lit up. And you have an effect on them, and you can't let their energy affect your energy because you are the creator of that process. Go into it with love. Go into it with peace. And know that if you're having struggle with a diagnosis of something, first thing you do is find peace in it. Find a way to be detached from this physical body stuff, this body suit. Be able to step out of it without fear. And that's a good, strong spiritual foundation. Whatever that is for you, you have to feel that and be that. Know that you are spirit, you are your soul, you are not your body. That's the mindset piece. Find peace. The movement piece. The movement piece is, I'm going to use a quick case study of a client who came in today with a shoulder injury, who was lifting his arm above his head, and when he lifted his arm to a certain point, boom, it hurt all the way down his hand, all the way into his elbow, all the way down his arm. And after we found out that yes, he had strained a rotator cuff muscle when he was bouncing up and down on his tubes, tubing behind a boat a few months back at the end of the summer, he had strained what's his infraspinatus muscle underneath the spine of his scapula. I pressed on the muscle and he said, zoom, that's my pain. Exactly, it's tracking down exactly. So we did some releases on the muscle and it was better, but still not all the way better. And here's the trick that you can do for yourself. If you're having any shoulder problems, or even if you're not having shoulder problems, this applies to everything. I said, what I did was I laid him on his side and I took his arm and I literally pulled it out of its socket, not out of its socket, but distracted it and put a little decompression into it, and then I lifted it up over his head for him, and guess what? No pain, no problems. And then I said, you know what? Now you can do that, sir. You can do that, Larry. You can push away and create that traction and that distraction through your shoulder and put that range of motion through your shoulder, and lo and behold, less pain when he had that intention of what? Like we always talk about, pushing away. So here's your rule in general for any joint in your body, and especially your shoulder. Whenever you raise your arm above your head, you have to always have the intention of that arm being as long as you can. Always imagine that shoulder blade or your shoulder ball and socket joint is literally coming apart. When you do that, when you have that you have that intention of pushing away, you see what happens? My shoulder blade comes down, my ball and socket gets pulled apart, and now there's more space for it to move up and down. And so, just practicing, hands out to your side like this, and imagine pushing away from your elbows. Pushing away from your elbows. Being right here, pushing away from your hand. From your hand. From your hand. You see that right there? I'm pushing away. Come out here, I'm push. Push. When I do that, push. Automatically, my posture improves. Automatically, my shoulder functions better. So push away. Imagine that you're pushing away from support points. You have an elbow, push away from a support point. You imagine that the two pillars of your hand are pushing away from a support point. Your shoulder is stabilized, your shoulder functions better. So that's your practice for, if you have a painful shoulder, raise it up and down, feel the pain, and then do it with that intention of push away, and see if it doesn't clean that pattern up. It will do that in a lot of the cases. The nutrient piece, energy. Your mitochondria make all of the energy for your body, right? These are the little powerhouse of the cells. You may have learned that in biology class. The thing about mitochondria is they have their own DNA. We have our nuclear DNA, kind of with our genetic makeup of that makes the proteins of who we are, right? The DNA of our father that's passed down, or our mother that's passed down to us, there's that DNA. And then there's also the mitochondrial DNA. It has its own DNA. Your power plant, that makes your energy, has its own DNA. Problem is, this DNA is very susceptible to damage by oxidation or inflammation, or like allergies, or the immune system, an upregulated immune system. All of this stuff damages the mitochondria versus it's 20 times more susceptible than your nuclear DNA is. So if you have a very poor diet that doesn't have any antioxidants in it, and you're trying to deal with the oxidation of life, like all of the pollution and the toxins and smoke, and if you're a smoker, and if your body's making constantly every time you make energy to do anything, your mitochondria it oxidizes because it's a manufacturer of energy. Whenever you make energy, you oxidize. Like whenever you get in the car, put gas in the gas tank, you burn the gas, and you create a fire that creates the power. It's oxidation. That's how your body works as well. But if you don't have enough antioxidants, all of those oxidants build up and smother your energy production plant. So my main lesson about nutrients today, or nutrition, is antioxidants. You've all heard this many times. Where do you find it? You find it in color. How do you put out the fire? How do you help the power plant do its job better? You clear out the smoke out of all of the rooms where everybody's trying to do their job, okay? And that's through color. You throw tons of color on it, and preferably raw color, because it still has its antioxidant power that the sun gave to it. If we cook that and then eat it, then we have to use more of our own. So raw green food is probably the most powerful thing you can do. Juicing, green smoothies, colorful stuff, citrus whites, the lemons and limes. And I say whites, and the whites and the peels actually have more. That's where all of the antioxidant nutrition is, or most of it. So don't throw away the white part. Eat the white part, because that's where all the antioxidants are. And so that's my point. Eat more green, colorful, raw food so we can clean up the power plant and we can experience more energy. Okay, last thing about mitochondria and energy is that just one thing, if I gave you one magic bullet and I said it could increase your energy 600%, would you be interested? Would you be interested? Yeah, of course you would. What is the one magic thing? Here it is. Exercise, right? Exercise alone can not only double the amount of mitochondria per cell that you have, okay, so there's a doubling, right? It also increases the enzyme activity within those mitochondria by 30%. So you take 30% increase and then you double that, you have a 600% increase in energy production capacity doing one simple thing: moving your body like it was meant to be moved. It's the grand design, guys. You got to move your body. You got to exercise every day. Challenge your heart, challenge your muscles, and get out there and keep moving, okay? I'm going to sign off for the day. I know I've gone long, but I'm so grateful to be able to teach and share the vision with you of how to just live life without pain and stress and dysfunction and worry and anxiety. Just breathe, right? Breathe and move and love. Let's end with that. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.